What's up guys, DuArktik here with another Raid Shadow Legends video. In this video we are back to talk about GRANYT doorkeep and see if this guy was worth it or not. Because from the footage that we saw from the test server, from the envoys of Raid, it was not very clear if this guy was going to perform very well or not. We have seen footage from different people where adding this guy to your team or adding any other character would make literally no difference in terms of damage. But then on the other hand, we saw footage where we would put this guy on your team and your whole team damage would increase by 30% or even more. So we are going to clarify why that was the case, why sometimes you get 0 damage and other times you get 30% extra damage, and how can you not make this mistake and making sure that you are setting up your teams the best way possible. We are going to just take a look at Hydra because unfortunately this guy on PvP is not great, at least at low level. And yeah, we can still take a look at one match or so, but yeah, it's not super impressive in PvP, at least until he's maxed out. So that's going to be the topic of the video, and as always, if you like the information on these videos, make sure to share it with your friends on Facebook and Discord. If you're new to my channel, make sure to subscribe for more Raid Shadow Legends content, and make sure to smash that like button like a boss. We don't have a QR code for this month, so you guys are safe, you don't have to skip the video. Okay, so taking a look at this guy, is HP based nuker. In terms of abilities, we got all of the abilities except the basic, which removes buffs. So, I mean, you can skip this one, but at some point it might be interesting for you to do so. And we have to pay attention to the cooldowns. This one has a 4-turn cooldown, this one has a 3-turn cooldown. This is going to be important in case you are going to use this guy with AI. And the AI with this guy is not very good in terms of damage dealing. But if you are going to use him as a support character, giving buffs, giving extra damage and so on, then the AI is not such a big problem. If that's the case, instead of using Nature's Wrath for increased damage, you might want to use something like Cruelty. You could use Intimidating Presence as well, Heaven Cast. There are a few different options. Brimstone is also another possibility. Maybe you can do some solo content with it. So overall you have different options. It all depends if you are going to use him as a support character or as a damage dealing character. So you'd go for Cruelty or Nature's Wrath would be the main ones. In terms of the masteries, I'm not using masteries right now, but if I would do support with Lord of Steel, of course, and I would go full damage. You could use the Helm Smasher, you could use Giant Slayer, you could use War Master. War Master is usually good if you are a new player, if you have low gear, and Giant Slayer and Helm Smasher are better if you are doing PvP or PV respectively, depending on how many targets you are attacking. In terms of relics, it's up to you which relic you want to use. You can use a relic that gives you more HP or extra survivability. You can use the Talon for extra damage, but unfortunately you don't have like super good options. You could use, for example, this, not this one. There is that other one that gives accuracy. Let's see if you can find it. And yeah, so this guy struggles a little bit with accuracy, which I was a little bit surprised. I think it's this one, right? So yeah, X-User's Totem. This one gives you accuracy, HP, and speed. So this could be a blessing that you use on GRANYT doorkeep. Now, he gives a lot of buffs, right? So you want to build this guy with a protection set, so you are giving your entire team 15% more damage. That should be your main goal. If that's not the case, well, use whatever you have. Lethal, Savage, Merciless is not a good candidate for Slayer because he only has one ability that gives AoE damage, and the multipliers for HP nukers with Slayer are usually very slow, so it's not super convenient. So try to figure out in that way, right? Something that gives you cooldown reduction would be nice, and that's pretty much it. I think the protection would be the best set, and then you have to use a character that reduces the cooldowns, and you pair him up together with him, like Donatello or Fabi or anything like that. Now, one character that we have to mention, and I think we are going to talk about this in the future, is Leonardo. Leonardo deals more damage based on how many buffs he has or the team has. So this guy, I think this guy together with Leonardo are going to be like insane MVPs, because this guy is going to increase the damage of Leonardo like absolutely to insane levels. So have this in mind. I know that a lot of people skip this fusion, but Leonardo with extra 15% damage from the protection set, plus extra damage for all the buffs that your team has, it's going to be massive. This guy together with Leonardo, even for PvP, might be absolutely massive, but we'll see. Okay, so that's the introduction for now. Let's take a look at this guy in Hydra in action, and then we're going to take a look at different results with Uugo. Here we are on Hydra. Let's take a look at the team that we are going to use. We are going to use Freya, Donatello, but this is my small Donatello. I have two Donatellos. This one does not have books yet, but we have the big Donatello there, so yeah. 5 stars Donatello. Then we have Lisantir, which is a great damage dealer. Then we have Nekmotar, and we have Titus, Evancast, we have some Brimstones, Nature's Wrath, and Commanding Presence. So this is the team that we are going to use. In terms of the AI, this is how we are running, prioritizing the shield and then the turn meter. Here we prioritize the turn meter second, and then we have the cooldown reduction, even that this guy has no books, like I said. Then we have GRANYT prioritizing the block buffs plus the defense down. Then we have Lisantir prioritizing the slow plus weakness, Nekmotar prioritizing the speed bar, of course, and Titus prioritizing his big damage. And this is particularly good because Donatello resets the cooldown, so we can use this ability quite often. With AI, the problem is that the AI does not prioritize the targets properly, which is a little bit annoying, but yeah, overall it performs nicely. We have Nekmotar with X curse set, yes, and because of that we have X everywhere, right? That's the best way to go about it. We already destroyed either head, great. A curse set is very good against the Head of Mischief. We have the defense down going on, and we have to remember that the GRANYT guy is very slow. He's like at 220 speed, while everyone else is above 250. Okay, one Hydra head decapitated. We have 6 million damage in just a few, just 1 minute. Okay, this is actually pretty decent so far. You can see the basic damage from GRANYT. It's decent. It's not like super crazy by any means, but again, he's not fully maxed out. He doesn't have masteries. He has a small relic and so on. So yeah, we can't expect too much. One thing that we are missing on this team is the ability of removing buffs from the enemies. But yeah, 700 damage from Titus without shield. That's actually pretty impressive. And again, this comes from the Shatter Diva, the Shatter buff. Shatter buff is definitely very important. And I mentioned that we are going to talk about why the envoys for Raid had so many problems with their damage dealing. This is because some of them were using Crushing Rend. And if you're using Crushing Rend plus Shatter, well, it doesn't do anything, right? Crushing Rend ignores 100% of the defense, or most of it. If you're increasing the Shatter, then it's like adding 10% over 100%. It's still 100%, right? You can say 200%, it's still 100%. Okay, so that's why it was not increasing the damage, because your damage dealer has Crushing Rend. But now you can switch that to Nature's Wrath or Evancast, and you are going to increase the damage multiplier, while at the same time you still have a good amount of ignore defense. Okay, so far we are doing pretty decent. 21 million in 2 minutes. I definitely can't complain about, because my team, I'm a new player. I've been playing for 7 months. And that's pretty impressive. We probably already got the first chest. Or, oh, we already got the last chest. Okay. Yeah. So this is the problem with AI. You saw they attacked the Hydra head that cannot take damage. So this is something that happens sometimes. Now they attack the character that the Hydra head that gives weak hits. But overall, I mean, 25 million damage in 3 minutes. It's not bad. It's not bad. It's not amazing, but for the situation where we are, once again, new players with full AI, with Titus. Titus is not great for AI either. At least not. You need more cooldown reduction for that to be great. But overall, not bad. Let's take a look a few more minutes, 2 more minutes or so. We're gonna try to reach the 50 boss turn. I think that's gonna be a good point. So you have to compare it with other information. Okay, we are approaching the 50 turn on the boss. We are at 41 million damage, which is not terrible, not terrible for sure. We had some problems with the buffs on the boss, but again, this is because my GRANYT is just way too slow, and it's not applying the negative effects fast enough. Okay, we're almost there. 50 turns. Let's go. So 42 million. Not bad, right? I think that's pretty decent, taking into consideration that we are still with a low level gear and so on. Taking a look at the damage, you can see that Listen tier damage was pretty high. Nekmotar damage coming from the X, which is also pretty respectful. And then we have Titus doing very low damage, but this is because the AI was always attacking the wrong target. So yeah, it's just something that you have to test out a few times to get the best AI possible. The damage from GRANYT coming at 4 million, once again without masteries, without having the 6-star and the banner and so on. I think that's once again pretty respectful, taking into consideration everything that we have seen so far. Let's take a look at some results. So first off, we have attempts that we did 50 turns of the boss with Uugo. Uugo has masteries, Uugo has very fast gear, Uugo is fully geared out plus is empowered twice, and the GRANYT, as you guys saw, is on that situation that we saw. So the best attempt that we had was 31 million damage. Then we had 30 million damage, then we had 25, then we had 24 million damage. So much lower than GRANYT. And with GRANYT, with a good rotation, we got 46 million. Again, with 50 turns on the boss, you can see that the damage from Listen tier and Titus was increased by quite a lot. If you compare 16 million and 12 million, and on this one we have 9 million and 7 million. So that's a huge discrepancy on the damage. And again, because we did multiple times, we guarantee that at least one of them had good AI on Titus, right? Because we had that problem before. With other runs, we had similar results. Nekmotar damage going through the roof thanks to the shatter buff, which is really crazy. Once again, we have 13,000, we have 13 million and 10 million over here. GRANYT doing 5 million, which is pretty decent, I would say that. And here we have 11 million, 13 million, 7 million and 4 million as well. And the worst result possible, we had the Titus with very low damage because he died, I think, or because he was attacking the boss that is always with protection. 9 million, we have 3 million, and here we have 6.5 million with Nekmotar. So once again, the results are pretty impressive. I put this on a spreadsheet, we calculated the average, and we have an average increase of damage of 30%. 30%. And this is without the protection set, and this is without GRANYT having a speed that is like good, because many times we actually didn't have decreased defense on the boss just because he was not taking enough turns. So yeah, having just a base increase of damage by 30%, that's going to be absolutely huge. And when you pair it up with protection set, you can expect this to go to like 40% or maybe even 50% increased damage in case you are using nothing that is crushing rend, right? Because if you are using crushing rend on your Titus or Listen tier or any kind of other damage dealer, now that we know that GRANYT is going to provide a damage increase of 30%, even without a protection set, this guy is definitely someone that you should consider. And if you pair him up with characters that do more damage based on how many buffs they have, for example Giath or Leonardo, then this guy is going to be even better because protection set plus 3 unique buffs, it's pretty insane. In terms of PvP, this guy unfortunately is not great, and the main reason is because, yes, sure, he will ignore unkillable stone skin block damage and so on, but he does not ignore barrier, normal barrier, the shield. Yeah, and you can get shields very big in PvP, like 50,000 health of a shield and so on. So his damage is going to feel really mediocre, especially if you don't have this guy like super maxed out with ignore shield mechanics and stuff like that, because yeah, the shields alone will mess him up completely. So yeah, unfortunately this guy is, even that he was promoted as being like a good PvP character, I think his main value is going to be in PvE, especially against Hydra, maybe even Chimera. But yeah, for Chimera it's a little bit more difficult to come up with a team that is going to greatly benefit out of everything that he does. But you guys let me know in the comments below what you think about this video. Once again, remember, don't use Crushing Rend if you're going to use this guy. And that's going to be the video, so I hope you guys enjoyed this information. If you did, make sure you smash that like button, and if you found it important, make sure to share it with your friends on Facebook and Discord. If you're new to my channel, make sure you subscribe for more Raid Shadow Legends content, and I will catch you guys later.